My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramer America. I've been my friends. I'm just trying to make a little money. My job is not just to entertain, but to educate, put it all in context. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me, Jim Cramer. Look, I got hacked real bad today. Found out when I got a call from someone from American Health and yada, yada, yada. I'll leave the rest out of it because it was actually a hijacked name from some real outfit. Yeah, some dummy company now has a lot of my information, way more than I thought, way more than my wife has. There's nowhere to turn. The deal's done. I was furious. Does anyone even care that my data, my life, my neurological history is stolen? And then I listened to the Apple Worldwide Developers Conference, and I realized, yes, there's one company in this whole darn world that really does care about not ripping me off. And that company is Apple. Sure, they couldn't stop a third-party health insurance hack like the one that so distressed me. No one can. But they do their best to keep your information private, including from OpenAI and its ChatGPT, which they announced with a shocking partnership today. Nobody seemed to even notice. Your IP is safe. You can't be tracked when you go for generative AI with help through Apple. Oh, thank heavens. When I spoke to CEO Tim Cook after the event this afternoon, he couldn't stress enough about how much info will stay on your phone. Privacy. Job one for these guys. If not for this conference, I'll tell you the truth, I would have hidden under a loving blanket. I was so upset. All right, it didn't matter to the market what Apple said. Today was business as usual. Anything that makes semiconductors more powerful, anything that makes power for data centers cheaper and cleaner, well, that's what went higher. And that's why the Dow gained 0.18%, S&P advanced 0.26%, NASDAQ gained 0.35%. But it sure didn't even matter for Apple stock. That dropped nearly 2%. Or perhaps because it didn't have anything truly revolutionary except the tie-up with ChatGPT. People were yawning about that. Are you kidding me? This is Apple partnering with a company with deep ties to Microsoft. They were mortal enemies not that long ago. I mean, like yesterday. Tim told me that ChatGPT may be just the first of many services, though, that will be included in Apple's AI efforts. So therefore, I say, he didn't, but I say, don't discount Gemini from Google. Could happen. All day I heard there were no reasons to upgrade your iPhone from this conference, including before Tim even said anything. People were saying that. Were you watching the same presentation I was? For me, this Apple conference marked the beginning of generative AI for personal use, not corporate use, personal use. Anyone outside of those with the Apple 15 Pro and Pro Max will want to upgrade because, alas, everyone else will be upgrading. Good as reasons any. You have enough data on your iPhone that it can make some great predictions and give you great insights about yourself. If you let Apple put it to work, it can make your life easier, help you be more creative, make it more fun. And that's what Cook kept stressing to me. This is personal AI, not enterprise, personal. As Tim sees it, what Apple added today was so new, so different, and so necessary that in the future you won't believe you ever live without it. And I agree. See, it's not just the phone. I saw a way to learn math today on the Mac that I wish I had years ago. I saw the Vision Pro 2 taking my 2D pictures and making them 3D. See, I want to go back in time to Gino's Steaks in Philly with Pop in 2012, have a couple of whiz-wits together with him, just like it looked when it actually happened so many years ago, when he was still alive. Tim reminded me that Vision Pro can do that for us. Of course, things do get glossed over in a quick presentation like you got today, but you got to focus. See, for me, on a day where I was frantically trying to contain the damage of some horrendous hack, where the criminal enterprise sounded so darn convincing that I did want to give them more information, I was trying to figure out who the heck is in my corner. And the answer, as far as I can tell, is Tim Cook. He's in my corner before I go into the ring with everyone else, including those who seem to only want my data for profit, which is kind of like everybody. The new phone also lets you lock individual apps so the hackers can't get your data when they steal your phone if it's unlocked. And that's why I found the developers conference so, how about soothing? Apple Intelligence, its version of generative AI, is about using your own personal information to make everything from fixing your handwriting, which I certainly need, to interrogating your email inbox, to putting things through your own personal context without even knowing it's your own personal context, because the machine knows you better than yourself, but doesn't sell it to anybody else. Plus, you know what? It's whimsical. I mean, lots of cool new stuff. How about Genmoji? I can do what I always want. I want to create my own emoji. I'm so tired of sending the emoji with the sunglasses to one of my daughters, the emoji with the 3 hearts around it. Let's be a little more creative here. I need quick response. It's got that. I just type a description, animation, sketch, illustration. They understand me, my personal context. Or as Tim said to me, a layer of intelligence that's just not on the market today. Of course, I'm shortchanging the whole darn thing. There's a ridiculous amount of newness involved in basically exploring your digital self. Searching photos in natural language. I want to see Jimmy with Eagle stickers on his face or Lisa in a red wedding dress. Whatever. Just type in a description. It'll pick your best photos, too, with storylines. If you find what it knows is you, and it'll appear ahead of when you think of it. It really will. I'm not saying it's a mind reader, but it's pretty close to that. Or to put it another way, you can make stories, your own stories. Like they do when you start the day, you can do what you want. It's so cool to be creative. You could ask it to design what you'd like. You have a slide deck and you want to figure out what to put on it. Oh, just go ask ChatGPT. But remember, they can't track your IP. Apple's doing AI for the rest of us, not for the enterprise, but for me, for you. No, they won't be able to offer you an app that figures out when to call on customers or how to onboard new employees seamlessly or rate people's prospects or redo contracts or have the best sec DevOps or certify an application for a mortgage 32 times a day or do something internally about projections involving your own balance sheet or have the dashboard that shows how many deals we close or how much stuff is being sold per second. We won't be able to use Apple Intelligence to put ourselves to sleep with really boring stuff about retaining clients, which seems to be about 110% of what everyone else is doing in the AI. All pedestrian stuff that means to help you compete with other businesses in the least creative ways possible. Apple Intelligence won't be able to figure out the 3% of your staff that you got to fire because of AI. But we will be able to imagine things and then have them appear, or not even imagine them. Let the iPhone imagine them for us. Let it personalize, using the knowledge you've given it for years, while at the same time not allowing anyone else to access it and bamboozle you. So once again, we're faced with the rapid instant analysis that this news from Apple is purely incremental. And once again, I think those same people will sheepishly upgrade their phones in a few months because they want Apple Intelligence and they want to make their own emojis like their friends sent. And they want to be able to use a touch-to-touch phone. Get rid of Venmo. See, you can imagine yourself, see yourself, learn about yourself all at the same time, and no one can steal your info. To me, that's a good deal. One that enhances your life and will eventually enhance the stock. Not today. It doesn't work like that. Bottom line, you want to call that incremental for Apple? Hey, I got it. How about this? How about this? It's revolutionarily incremental. Oh, no, I got it better. It's incrementally revolutionary. Or even better, Apple, own it. Don't trade it. Joe in Florida. Joe.
Jim, good afternoon. How are you?
Joe, I'm real good. I'm fighting mad about some other stuff, but I'm real good here. What's up?
Hey, I just want to start by saying that I am a proud club member, and your continued teachings and education are the best.
Oh, man, you're a good man. That Sunday piece I did yesterday, whoa. I mean, I read it like 7 times, but my editor even made it better. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
My stock's Boeing. Since it's low in April this year, the stock's climbed 12% to close today at 190. I have 2 questions. First question. One of the problems is that Boeing has reduced its build pace so much to address quality issues. It can't make enough planes a year, thus affecting its revenue. Boeing has a backlog of $529 billion in planes. How long, in your opinion, will the build slowdown go on for? Question number 2.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
With the new executive management team coming on board in January and the quality control issues being addressed, is this a buy, hold, or sell? Thank you in advance.
Sure. Look, I think you can hold Boeing. I can't encourage people to buy it. Now, here's why. Because it's not in Boeing's hands. It's in the government's hands. I got enough companies that have enough problems. But to have a company that's in the crosshairs of the government every single move, that makes it too difficult for me. So I'm going to have to pass on any recommendation. I need to go to Brian out in Oregon. Brian.
Brian in Wisconsin. How you doing, Jim?
I am doing well. What's up with you, partner?
Heck, we're doing well today. Quick one for you here. Given current economic conditions, everything, what's your outlook on Caesars Entertainment going forward?
Okay, Caesars is good, but I'm going to give you Wynn. My Charitable Trust owns Wynn. We talk about it a lot for the club. I cannot believe the stock's down at 92. It is doing so well, so much better than Caesars, but no one's focused on it. Craig Billings, will you please come on the darn show and talk to us about Wynn? All right, Apple Intelligence will let you imagine yourself, learn about yourself, and like Apple, what can I say? Not steal yourself? Or at least they won't try. It's a good deal. One that enhances your life and will eventually enhance the stock. Not today, not tomorrow, but you know how things work. This was never meant to be a market mover. On Mad Money tonight, after the latest S&P 500 shakeup, I'm seeing if the removal of 3 names from the index should be an exit sign for investors, or is it an opportunity? Then I'm kicking off a new series on healthcare stocks by digging through the sector to find some pharma player that might be worth a closer exam. And Apple is only the latest company to announce AI-integrated computers. Let's talk with the CEO of HP to find out if its own slate of AI PCs is a growth signal. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.